Hello everyone. I'm just gonna check my sound. It's pretty high, so you should hear me. Oh, look at me! I have all my. I was going putting my hands to my hair outside. All this because I think I want to cut my hair. So look, all the hair like when you start. Oh wow, it's a lot of it. It's funny, right? Here we go. Oh, we'll still see some. I usually don't comb my hair. I use my fingers. Hi, Coyote Heart Pizza here. Just checking in with you today. I wanted to say hello, happy equinox, happy first day of spring. Um, it's really kind of a cool day. Here in Massachusetts, it's actually kind of on the warm side, so it's really nice. Or at least it's warm in the sun. It's still cold out, but it's warm in the sun. And underneath, you see running, know thyself, and you'll know the secrets of the universe and God from Rumi. Know thyself is a good time right now to stand for you, to stand up in your divine right and power, not being in someone's face. Because when you stand in your divine right and power, seeing you as God, seeing you as child of the universe, powered by the stars, you can see others that way too. It's not an excuse for people being mean to you, and it's not an excuse for letting go or not wanting to have, let's say, good things or justice happen in the world. But once you start seeing people from a place that you know you are God, you are an extension, you are part of that unified field, then you start to take into consideration everyone else's heart. And also on the side, maybe you know something someone else doesn't know. Let's say you're completely correct, 100%, million percent. That other person doesn't know. They probably can't even hear you because you are on different frequency levels. The best you do is walk your truth, and when you have to speak it, of course, and wish people, everyone, well from your heart, since your heart is the most important organ in the body, the most electromagnetic and magnetic organ in the body. And the heart has its own brain. So you have more power than you know. And I don't mean it in the new expression that's come up a lot in many groups, service to self. I mean service to others, and especially taking care of yourself. What will serve you and serve humanity? What will serve humanity and serve you? How can you show up in the world and have what you would like, and for all concerned, your presence and what you have to offer will deliver to delight. Maybe not all will recognize that. The people that will recognize it will be drawn to you, and you will be drawn to them, and it will be a very win-win situation. So I just got off of a 2-hour meditation slash session slash lecture with Sandra Walter, and it was my first time. I'm not even particularly knowing her title. I guess I would say she's an ascension leader, teacher, intuit, galactic human, and it was very good. She has a different energy about her than a Magenta Pixie or a Kimberly Palm or Paul Wyrostic or Michelle Fielding or Solani Apataka. There's so many others to name. There's many people involved right now in helping others ascend and stay in their truth, but also live into knowing themselves and staying in a particular vibration, lending to some knowledge, lending to some wisdom, lending to some helpfulness, some friendliness to keep people at a particular level of staying balanced and in harmony and fun, bliss, compassion. These things are all important. And Sandra Wallace brought that up, as well as Magenta Pixie and some of her newer some are YouTube shares, but no, comments are shut off so that the that site doesn't get shut down. So at least people can connect with her who don't go on Telegram or don't go on Rumble or don't go on MeWe or BitChute or wherever other platforms that she has. Because for some people, it is a lot. There's a lot of information. And it's hard to keep track sometimes of all these platforms and signing up and passwords and How much time do I spend with everybody on every subject? And where's my peace of mind? So I really think Magenta Pixie is absolutely worth following in groundedness and in some intuit and hopefulness to heart. Simon Parks, as far as intel and intuition goes, I think he's a very reliable source. And while there are so many others that I truly love, and I'm not going to go into them right now, I think if you had to just pick one person, I would pick him. He is a man of very integral convictions, and he absolutely does not get caught up in mean memes of either side. He does not get up caught up in keeping score. He gets caught up in the integrity of a situation, integrity of people, and who's bringing what to the planet with the most heart. And he's being recognized for that. And he may be bringing his connecting consciousness official home base to the USA. He's in the UK at this time. There are many other people. If you are wanting to get away from news and yet stay still heart centered, Elena Denon is nice to follow because she's more into galactic stuff, but she's a truth person, truth seeking, and she is a very heart based person. And so at this time during great planetary shifts, I'm just going to lend to offer following people who are teaching you how to be a galactic human, how to be super integral, and how to live into your own innate knowing of staying a certain vibe and positivity. It is too easy to point a finger of blame. It's understandable. It is too easy to blame someone else for your feelings. It's understandable. It's too easy to complain about anything, the weather, your car, your body, whatever. It's too easy. Stop it. Do your best every day to focus on things that bring you some joy or bring a smile. And while sometimes it can't be that easy, some of us don't have a family that's cohesive and in relationship with us in such a way that it makes conversation always easy. But you can send love to these people. You can send care for these people because they just don't know what you know. Or maybe you're like the only one in your family that gets labeled kind of like a black sheep or a wayward person, or a person who doesn't have whatever that they have. So I haven't joined the fold, and it's okay. My feelings aren't hurt anymore. It's just fine. In fact, I think it'll be up to me to probably have to leave this fold and be open to how that happens and where I go. There's so many wonderful places to live in the world. I mean, Ireland is a really wonderful place to live in the world. Florida, Arizona, I love. Maybe going back to Sedona, where I used to live. And then how will I do that? So we all have something on our plate we're either trying to figure out or are stepping back to allow some room for solution. As Sandra Walter said today in the Aquarian age, it's not about the complaining about the old and the old story. It's really about, there's an issue, solution. Oh, there's something come, solution. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I'll figure that out. I can do that. Yeah, it's going to come. I can do that. And that's where I want to be, and that's where I want you to be too. So I was going to read something from this book, The Courage to Be Creative. I got this a long time ago, and I can't say that I got into it very deeply, by Doreen Virtue. And her claim to fame pretty much is that she was channeling angels, and she does like angel cards or oracle cards, and she's like the angel lady. And she was living in Hawaii and swimming with dolphins and stuff. But she gives it still will probably be a great book worth reading. And I'm going to read you something out of it to probably help you that you could assimilate into any area of your life. So let's read a little bit. There's a little verse she puts here, and I think it's worth reading. Be a prospector mining for diamonds within the field of your feelings. Each negative emotion is a jewel that will shine the light for others to heal. So when you have like negative emotion, that's just something in you that you can clear up with yourself. You could say, okay, thanks. I didn't forgive myself for that. I still feel bad about that. But usually there is a gem. There is a, what people used to say, silver lining, meaning anybody that's harmed you, a hurt person, or someone that seemed to betray you, basically was mirroring back to show you, yeah, move away from this and not bury the feelings with this, but step back and look at, wow, you are a goddess god on earth. And that person in their dislike or abuse, what seemed was a co-creation of abuse toward you, showing you your power so that you can rise up and above and be an example, that you will choose the healing and you will choose the way to forgive and you will choose the way to see this as, okay, that wasn't so great. In fact, it was terrible, horrible, stupid, kind of funny and dumb and really awful. How can I make this work for me? So I know it's really not me, and I have to wear that scar as victim or being right or even in shame or unworthiness, but I can wear it and say, there's more to me. And someone didn't care for the power they saw. I want to see the power they saw and awaken to it so that this thing just ends up disappearing. That I know I went through it, but I don't have to show it as any scar, a badge of merit. I have transmuted it. So it's really kind of cool. There's some things about sensitive people. Let's just see. And I like this part. This sensitive artistic people can be especially prone to addictions if they're not expressing their feelings through creativity. Interesting. Maybe you're overeating, maybe you're over smoking, maybe you're over sexing, maybe you're overdoing coffee, maybe you're overdoing something because you're really not doing as much happy thinking, creative thinking, producing something. It doesn't have to be perfect by someone else's standards, not even by your own. Just begin it. So if they're not expressing their feelings through creativity, that's because addictive substances and behaviors temporarily dull the emotional pain. Of course, the pain returns after numbing effects wear off. So this brings up something that I'm reading with Magenta Pixie, as well as other people have brought up, like Jason Shurka. When you're doing cannabis to get high because you feel bad or sad, upset, unworthy, don't know what to do, you're basically not dealing with the issue. So I'm not condemning. I'm just saying you do it and you're in avoidance rather than seeking out not maybe your best friend or a good friend or anyone you know, but someone else who will be totally impartial and is not emotionally somehow connected to you to make a judgment on you that you wouldn't even feel bad, but someone who could oversee and give you something heartfelt, something you'd hold on to strive for, to shift, to click into the change. So when you're feeling like, well, I want to get high, and you're already here, if you try to get high, you may go down, but you're already high, so you're not going to get higher. You're already vibing at a high. So that's when you know cannabis isn't working for you. And two, that gets to a point when you were doing cannabis because it was helpful to you while you were going through something emotional, but you've grown enough, you've dealt with the feeling enough, you've had some time with that thinking that cannabis can bring, but you know now that you've gotten to a certain place that having cannabis doesn't make you high and it doesn't help you solve the problems. So now you know, I'm only addicted to the practice of I go and buy it, or I've grown it, or I've put it together and I'm going to smoke it and I've rolled it, or whatever the case may be. Roll it, eat it, whatever. It's not getting you this other newer path, this other newer knowing. Now you know it's time, okay, what can I practice to step back? What can I remind myself of? Who can I speak to step back? What can I do within myself to notice and step back from that particular habit that was a practice that's no longer serving me? Because you have actually achieved a level of mastery, and the plant is letting you know that by you not being able to get high. So it's just an offer there. Do as you wish, no judgment. I want to let you know, for anybody hearing this, I'm actually pretty good to extremely good at offering suggestion and figuring out some next steps for people when I'm, especially whether attached or not. I can do it. Some of my own stuff, Maybe take a little bit longer, but other people I'm excellent at. I want to offer that service out to you, and that I pretty much I can help you for free or by donation. I mean, or I pay it forward. You pay something back forward out to the world. So just want to let you know not to be afraid to ask me a question, and that is of course providing if you are a troll and you're doing trolly things. I'm not going to answer you back. I doubt that I'll attract that. If I do, I'm not going to be addressing something that's silly and of a dark nature. And you know who you are. You know who you are because some of you have done whatever, and I just report you as spam. And that's okay because that's where you're at. It's not where I'm at, so I hardly get any of it. So there you go. So I just wanted to let you know that I actually was showing a card. I was working on this card. I had to start over because something happened and I didn't have it. The center was inside was not level, or it came out crooked. So I'm starting a little over and I'm almost done, and I'm putting the quote there, and then I just have to add what it is and my logo on this particular card. So ta-da! And so if I haven't, I think I mentioned somewhere, I also want to deal in crystals, and I want to sell those teas and some accoutrements along with my art. And I decided to call that business Crystal Whispers because the crystals do speak to us. They are powerful. They magnetize situations. They harmonize. They work with energy fields. So also in doing Reiki, I think I would be incorporating the crystals that would align with chakras, that will align with emotions, that will align with opening up and or healing. And so that's what I'm also going to be looking at doing. I definitely am open to sending you Reiki. I didn't turn on my Reiki now for this. I know it lives within me. And I want to just say that I tend to think it's probably activated. A lot of times I don't even know about it, but I'm going to go around more consciously with it on, because there are people you pass by who need some sweet frequency, love, and attention. And on somewhere in their field, if they're open and willing, they will receive it. So I'm going to be working with Reiki and crystal energy and the Reiki energy. I also still have an interest to look into Grabovoi, Grabovoi. And one of my friends is going to be talking to me about the 318798 in a few days. She said, just put it in your hand. This is the left hand. So Grabovoi numbers are activated within the left side of the body, the hand, the leg. And reportedly, they extremely work. So this one, I'm not sure. I think it's to change situations and to bring abundance. I also have a few other numbers on my wall, but I admit I haven't been focused on them. I do see them in my peripheral, these two particular numbers, but I've been also working with my Reiki, doing Reiki on my father's property, doing Reiki in my rooms, sometimes sending Reiki out to people. So that's where I'm doing that. And I will report more art to you. Look at this, it's so funny. Can you see that? I think I got, no, I didn't get it. Wow. I'm shedding like a doggy. Can I get that? Oh, it's further forward. Too funny. There we go. Look, another one popped out. I just pulled one and one popped out. Oh my God, this is too funny. I hope you're laughing. This is really funny. So I have a lot of hair, and I think I want to actually thin it out or cut it or whatever, because I just have so much hair, and I want. So if you're bald, I can give you some hair. I just don't want. Look at this. Watch, it's gonna come out again. Hopefully not. Oh, good. We're done right now. Yeah, see, it's not there. Yeah, I have a lot of hair, and I used to be good at cutting my own hair, and now I just feel like maybe I want to have another set of eyes just go through my hair and give myself some kind of a long shaggy shag like that. Let's see. Let's put this on for right now. We're gonna hide this, and we'll put on my Etsy. So on my Etsy, you will find some body scrubs, examples of them. Whether I used hibiscus, rose, lavender, I have something else. What else did I have? I had chamomile, but I don't. I think I used it for tea actually, which is really awesome. And chamomile is edible, just like catnip is edible. Did you know that? And humans can take catnip. It's also very calming for humans. So just in case your cat doesn't like his organic catnip, and there weren't chemicals in it, and truly is organic, go ahead and take a bit of raw catnip, or you can make a tea out of it. It's very calming, and probably looking forward to selling like organic catnip. Chamomile flower is a wonderful tea, and it's wonderfully edible. Some teas are so amazing. I understand that many of you may like coffee, but um, I'm going to just kind of gear you to the tea for right now. The coffee thing I've actually gotten away from, and there's several times in my life I haven't had coffee. I just stop cold turkey, or I might take 1 or 3 days. By that third or fourth day, I'm done for 3 weeks, 3 months, a long time, a year. But I haven't chosen to have coffee for several reasons. A long time ago, I was visiting with someone, and they were a psychic. They had mentioned that it's the coffee bean itself. It's not the caffeine, it's a coffee bean oil that is actually not that great for our cells because it coats the cell. It kind of dumbs down the cell. But coffee can taste amazing. And especially if you were like me or are like me, you were adding like a special cream or your milk and a type of a sugar, whether it was agave or honey or whatever sugar it was, to make it almost like a milkshake. But I knew over time that I wanted to quit again, and I did. And I don't remember how long it's been right now. It's been at least 3 months, but I'm much longer. And I'm not craving it, and I don't really care. And if I did crave it, I just wouldn't do it. It's kind of like for many people who probably felt they had an addiction to something, whether it was alcohol or anything, and you just go like, it's not worth it. Or it's like if you have an addiction to an allergy to a particular food, it could be cheesecake. Mine is cheesecake. I can't have cheesecake. And I know it, so I don't miss it because I just can't. It doesn't like me. So I'm not missing anything compared to you if you love cheesecake and you eat it. I'm not missing it because it doesn't work for me. So there's no sense in making myself sick for you to prove it to you. No, it's just like I'm not there. I take care of myself and what I need. So the coffee is like, no, I don't need it. And it's interesting, isn't it interesting? Worldwide, how many people drink coffee and what kind of coffee, decaf, and what has it gone through? So it's just very interesting to think about if you were going to control a populace, what would you do? Would you put it in the food? Would you put it in television programs, frequency? Would you strive to change a truth into a lie where people feel their unworthiness and they buy into it just in case, right? Have you ever heard any friends of yours, even good ones, good people, pretty nice people, whatever they are, even strangers? Well, I'm doing this just in case. I'm doing this just in case, because you never know. Take your power back, people. Yes or no, or maybe can become a yes or no. But oh well, I'm just throwing salt over my shoulders for good luck, just in case. Infantile, barbaric, and ignorant. Don't. You have more power. You have more power than you know. So, do it because it brings you joy. Do it because your soul has told you it's true, not your head. Into your the head will send the heart many messages. The heart really knows what the truth is. And you don't always like hearing the truth, not because it's hurtful necessarily really to you, but it might be hurtful in the sense that you've always believed a certain thing and now the belief is smashed. Like, what the freak do you do now? Get on a new belief. Create one that really works for you and the world around you will exponentially blossom the way you sent that belief to be. Everything is frequency. Everything's magnetic. You have more power than you know. I'm going to stop here right now. There's probably a lot more to say, but I just wanted to check in, tell you about the Crystal Whispers. You reminded me about Patreon, which I actually worked on a little bit, but didn't send it out into the Patreon world yet. And things are in the flux. I have people a gal who's going to help me with my tag, or two. I've got to talk to this other person tag for um, my body scrubs, because so maybe one or two could be plastic, so if they don't get wet. But certainly as paper, you could take them off the little wire that I put them on. You could just take them off, or work them off the wire. You take them off, but maybe I'll make them plastic so they don't get as wrecked. I'm looking, and also you remind me eco-friendly. I also want to share with you, I'm doing something exciting tomorrow as well. I'm going to a particular foundation. I'll leave it at that. I'll bring that to you and how that goes after I simulate the adventure. It happens to be in Massachusetts, so it's not as far from me. It's probably an hour or so. But I'll bring that to you because it's a type of offer that you can do from anywhere in the world. If you happen to be close, you can go. But they do work remotely as well. So I'll bring you more of that information. Stay light, stay bright. You are definitely powered by the stars. You have more power than you know. And just think if there's any little other thing in here that will resonate to give you some other little listen only to encouragement, not to discouragement. Listen only to encouragement, not to discouragement. Which it's hard for me to leave this alone. If you hear something over and over again that is talking about gloom and doom and blame, that gives you no solid evidence where you can go look up yourself, where you could go ask yourself to that point of knowledge, where you could go research yourself. If you don't have that, why would you believe? Like, some people say there's no Santa Claus. What if there is? What if there are testimonials you could go look up? What if you found St. Nicholas in the hearts of all good deeds, in the hearts of all those who seek to give humanity a blessing? What if you found St. Nicholas in all the kind, blissful, happy occasions that come to you serendipitously or arranged on purpose by another dear heart? What if St. Nicholas was the love that we see in every other being and flower, and just exists because we exist? And so you can prove it. There are things so rich in this world that are so true, that are truth, that are not just truth for a certain group, but they're truth for all. And it's going to come. It is already here. If you will but open your heart and eyes and ears to see and hear and have. Meanwhile, all of us are going to hold the space for those who can't or just don't know. And we're going to just do as much to spread bliss and compassion, to stay centered and glowing, and create such a wave of goodness that everyone feels it no matter what. And let me just add, anything truly negative and dark and ugly and demon-like can't stand bliss, smiles, joy, love for no reason, good acts for no reason. Stay in that vibe. You came from that. That's all you really are. My little coyote heart just loves you. Talk to you another time.